All right, let's work on fixing some pelvic stuff. So most of us spend our time, we're a little bit too much with our pelvises tipped forward, and they're dumping a little bit forward, and that means that all of this is over long. So I'm going to kind of strengthen it and bring our pelvis a little bit back into neutral. And part of that is just because most of us spend our days sitting. This is our butt on the floor. So if you're having a problem with hips and ironically with shoulders, because if your pelvis is out of position, your shoulders tend to also be out of position, and it messes up your breathing, and it's almost like we're all one body and all of the things are connected. So simple. I love this because it's also slightly meditative. And if you're fairly skeptical, I challenge you to do it a few times a day, like morning and evening. Give yourself a few reps and just see if it doesn't feel better. And if your brain doesn't feel just a little bit better, spending a few minutes focusing on breathing. And so even if it doesn't help your body, imagine if your brain feels a little bit quieter. So get yourself a little ball. You can kind of see it's about that big. You can get a cheap one at the dollar store, and you're going to come into 90-90. So this is 90 degrees on the floor. That is 90 degrees onto the wall. Your ball is going to go between your legs. And then, you probably have noticed, like your low back is arched off the floor. So you're going to pretend like there's a bug underneath your back, and you're just going to squish it slightly, right? Now, we're not going to crush it. Just squish. Gently roll it pelvis up. Press the back into the floor. Your feet are in connection with the wall, so that's all of it. Big toe joint, small toe joint, heel, tripod. Fully in connection with the wall, squishing the bug. So I want you to feel all of these rec abs turn off. And that's really difficult, and I know it is, but do it anyway. And part of achieving that, so if you're feeling them on, you are pushing way too hard into the floor. Just squish the bug. And that exhale through the mouth, or a sigh. It doesn't have to be loud. You're like, my family's gonna think I'm weird. But turns your rec abs off, turns your obliques on, and that deep transversus on. And we want all of that on. And you should start to feel hamstring engagement where you're like, oh, this is starting to feel weirdly like work. It is. It is surprisingly work. So and just a light, you're not crushing the ball, just holding it. You should feel a little bit engagement in that adductor, the inner thigh, engagement down the hamstring, light engagement of the obliques, not in your rec abs. And if you can, do 5 to 10 breaths. If you can do full 2 minutes without these completely exhausting and starting to lose your form, great. But do 5 to 10 breaths. Give yourself a little break. Come back. Squish your bug. Do 5 to 10 more.